I'm William Kumwembe with Business Time on Times Television, courtesy of Skyband. It is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines. And in the program today, banks sweat on bad loans target as RBM set 5% mark by December. And we engage outgoing ICAM president on role of accountants in fighting fraud and corruption in the country. We have these and other stories.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. Enter your password and enjoy the newspaper. It's about time.
Hello and welcome. And in our main story today, the Reserve Bank of Malawi, RBM, recently set a challenge for industry players to reduce the ratio of non-performing loans to 5% by December 2018. But the Bankers Association of Malawi feels this is a tough task. BAM President Paul Guta was speaking in Blantyre on Friday night during the 2018 Bankers Dinner and Dance. Guta said the savings and credit repayment culture of Malawians remain a challenge, not only on the banking sector, but the economy as a whole. Taonga Sabola with the full story.
Guta said the savings and credit repayment culture of Malawians remains a challenge not only on the banking sector but the economy as a whole. As at June 2018, the ratio of non-performing loans had dropped to 12.7% from 15.7% in December 2017. The decline in the ratio of non-performing loans was as a result of reduction in the levels of NPLs to 61.6 billion kwacha in June 2018 from 70.4 billion kwacha in December 2017, largely due to write-offs and recoveries. Launching the Monetary Policy Technical Forum in Blantyre in July, RBM Governor Daritso Kabambe attributed the drop in non-performing loans to improvements in some key microeconomic fundamentals, including interest and inflation rates, which have been decelerating in the past 18 months. Kabambe said the development simply shows that now renewed business confidence in the economy, adding that many challenges that were there in the financial sector are now unwinding and correcting themselves. Base lending rates for commercial banks have gone down from an average of 35% at the beginning of 2017 to around 24%. Guta added that continued government dominance on the money market is another challenge the industry is facing. He said the development continues to crowd out private sector lending. According to Guta, of the combined 1.6 trillion total balance sheet of the Malawi banks, a good 40% and more is in government securities.
The Malawi economy has for some time now been faced with numerous challenges due to plunder and abuse of public resources. A few years ago, the government was hard hit by the massive loot by some civil servants conniving with some politicians and business persons in a scam dubbed the Cash Gate. This happened under the watch of professional accountants, and surprisingly, cases of fraud and corruption remain rampant in both the public and private sector institutions. But what is at stake? Business Time posed this question to outgoing Institute of Chartered Accountants in Malawi ICAM President Henry Jowawa at the end of his 2-year term of office on the sidelines of this year's ICAM lecture conference in Mangochi.
Generalization, I don't agree, but to say that it's happening under the watch of some accountants, that I do agree. And that's why we have taken it upon ourselves to make sure that we get rid of those few accountants who are denting the accountancy profession. I think the impunity that was being manifested lately probably is something that we do not condone anymore. That's why measures have been put in place to ensure that those few bad apples are eliminated. And I'm sure that going forward, the accountancy profession shall retain its full normal respect as it has always been the case. I would share with them part of my vision which hasn't been completed fully. And number one is to ensure that the issues of corruption and misconduct among the professional accountants are completely eliminated. And our appeal to those coming after me to ensure that what I started and what we started in the 2 years, which is to make sure that all cases, reported cases of misconduct are investigated and verdicts passed, is continued. Together with awareness, the people have to keep on being reminded on what ethical standing means. Secondly, I would want to see an institute that's going to be respected entirely worldwide, to the extent that even if you go to the UK and say, I'm CA Malawi, they don't have to ask. They should know that CA Malawi is a qualified person who can work anywhere in the world, and that's where the enhancement of our professional qualification comes in. Above all else, I would want to see an institute that is self-sustaining financially and otherwise.
In the interview, we also went ahead to discuss Joawa's 2-year term of office.
Overall, it has been quite successful. Suffice to say that we had also a number of challenges, but I'm happy to report that we've managed to work through the waters, and I'm happy to report that as I walk away from the post of the president, position of president of ICANN, by the end of today, I'm leaving behind an institute that is more than capable to fly and get into higher heights. As you might have noted in some other forum, the 5 points that I had, the first one was to do with making sure that we had a strategic plan that would cover 2017 to 2021. And I'm happy to report that that was done. And the strategic plan was launched on 8th September 2017. You know, we needed this strategic plan as the tool that will be used as a guide in terms of how do we keep ICANN sustainable. The second point was recognizing the Malawi accountant qualification. In other words, having a qualified accountant or accountants who would have sat for Malawi exams and be called CA Malawi. Significant progress has been made. I'm pleased to report that we now have students who have only a single paper to go. And if all goes well, we shall have a first CA Malawi by end of December sitting. I wish I could have done more, but the process, unfortunately, is quite strenuous and frustrating sometimes. You know, where people's professions are concerned, there is always protectionism. And for you to get the cooperation from all the concerned parties, to get the right evidence for you to reach a proper conclusion, normally takes time. However, I can say here that I think I might be wrong, but it could be for the first time in the life of ICANN, we have been able to conclude some cases, pass on verdicts, and actually publish the verdicts to the members. So I would say I'm happy.
Since 2016, the Malawi government has been advocating consumption and use of locally made products under the Buy Malawi initiative. However, appetite for imported material remains so high among most Malawians, evidenced by the ever-wide import-export gap. On Monday, Minister of Industry, Trade and Tourism, Henry Musa, made an impromptu tour to some supermarkets in the administrative capital, Lilongwe, to appreciate quality of local products in those supermarkets. Our journalist Chimwemwe Mangazi filed this report from there.
According to officials from the ministry, the decision was made following complaints from the Horticulture Farmers Association of Malawi that local farmers are losing out on business due to increased importation of such products in supermarkets. The minister visited Food Lovers Market and ShopRite at the Gateway Mall, City Supermarket at the City Mall, and Chipiku Plus at the Game Complex in Lilongwe. Musa said he was not impressed in some shops which did not stock locally produced vegetables at all, but quite happy with some that had stocks between 40 and 50% among their food and vegetable stocks.
There are those out of the shops that I've just mentioned that are really committed to supporting the strategy, supporting locally produced, locally manufactured products. And there are also those that are more into that mindset of importing some of the products which are readily available in Malawi. So at some point we shall definitely sit down, come out with a report and see how best we can engage with those that are still not compliant or not supporting. Let's use the word support by Malawi strategy. I'm saying support because we have a liberalized economy that also allows such approaches. But that said, we have a nation, we have our people that need support.
Fresh Foods manager at Gateway Mall ShopRite, Andrew Banda, told the minister during the visit that the shops are mostly stocked with imported fruits and vegetables because local farmers fail to consistently meet the demand.
Every day, tomato, we order 100 kilos. In our store, we order 100 kilos ya tomato. Per week, timafuna almost 600 to 700 kilograms. Yeah, I'm a visitor. So you can even see the quality. Yeah, panopai. Today, by the end of the day,
his sentiments were echoed by retail operations manager at Chipiku Plus, Philip Benz, who said they face challenges on quality and packaging from the local farmers.
Currently, we do buy a lot of fruit and veg locally. Okay, the only problem is obviously consistency and availability inside the market, but we as Chipiku, we do support the local vendors out there when they come and try to sell their products in Chipiku.
The Buy Malawi strategy started in 2014 with an aim of enhancing trading of locally produced products to improve the economic well-being of Malawians. From Lilongwe, I am Chimwe Mangazi.
Remember, this is Business Time on Times Television with me, William Kumwembe. It is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories, courtesy of Skyband. We'll be right back, and when we get back, insurance firm advocates healthy living.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. Enter your password and enjoy the newspaper. It's about time.
Welcome back. One of the country's insurance firms, Nico Life, says a healthy workforce is an important ingredient to the success of businesses. Nico Life Human Resources Manager Brian Chigamba was speaking in Blantyre when the firm organized a healthy day. He says healthy staff entails productivity and efficiency. Taonga Sabola caught up with Chigamba on the sidelines.
The rationale was that we wanted to bring together our employees, our sales consultants, and their families to discuss about how we can have a healthy, lead healthy lifestyles, so that at the end of the day we should have productive workforce. Yeah, I mean, if we have if you have a productive, a healthy workforce, we'll have productive employees. We'll be able to deliver what the client expects of us to deliver. We'll be able to reduce on, say, medical expenses and even absenteeism due to illnesses. So, having a productive workforce is a result of having a healthy workforce. Amongst the activities that have been lined up to, today, we've had a talk on the eye, and we have some poems, some dances. We have a number of activities, some quiz. All those are aimed at talking about healthy living.
Now, motor vehicle dealer Stansfield Motors and drink maker Castel Malawi on Friday held a joint ladies' night where they introduced products targeting women. The ladies' night saw Stansfield introducing the Renault Kwid, while Castell unveiled booster ciders. We have the detail in this report by Sharon Jumbe.
The collaboration between the two companies was a way of joining the women empowerment movement. Stansfield Motors Corporate Affairs Manager Nadia Jigwana says the Renault Kwid is female-friendly and cost-effective.
Well, the Renault Kwid is an entry vehicle. The response on the market has been really well because it's catering for cost-effectiveness, one on the pricing on the vehicle. Our main selling point is the fuel consumption on the vehicle. It's a 1,000 cc liter, 28 liters full tank. Cost of running, fuel consumption is about 3.1 liters to 100 Ks. So the market has responded very well, especially right now when everyone is very price sensitive. Not just the corporate segment, but we've also got individuals, we've got small businesses that have all come on board, and it's done very well actually. It's a vehicle that will appeal to the ladies. The new Renault Kwid has also introduced, it's gotten rid of the gear stick and we're using a dial switch now, which is much easier to use, much easier to handle. You simply switch it into drive and you drive the vehicle. So we've also decided that we're more on women empowerment, and we've actually got a brand and a model that is empowering women. And the Renault Kwid fits perfectly in for a woman to drive the vehicle. We've got a few more models that are coming in the same ranges of the Renault Kwid, slightly bigger engines, but also more appealing to the youth, women as well. We've got other bigger models that are coming in that would best suit entry-level people for vehicles, middle managers. So Renault is bringing in brands that are catering for all segments across the board, right from the Kwid to the biggest, including pickup segments as well.
50 years after its establishment, Castell Malawi's corporate communications manager, Tita Mbilizi, says the company released an apple-based cider as a response to the change in dynamics and consumer behavior.
Well, for Castell Malawi, and looking at the history of our company, we haven't actually had a female offering for the Malawian female in over 50 years, and we are looking at the changing dynamics in consumer behavior and also in the demands within the alcoholic sector, and we found it's very important that we need to play in the sector. So that's why we decided to launch what we're calling the Booster Cider this year.
Mbilizi also touched on some of the changes of the products and how the company has tackled them.
For Castell, for us, what we have learned recently, even within the media and within our own interactions with customers and consumers, is that it is very important to hear the feedback from the market. Whether a drink has changed its profile, whether there has been a complaint, everything is addressed directly from our head office, and any feedback we received is responded to immediately.
The joint event from the two companies took place at Stansfield Motors in Blantyre on Friday, 21st September 2018. Reporting for Times, this is Sharon Jumbe.
And as we proceed with the program, let us now have a look at how the Malawi kwacha is faring against major trading currencies on the foreign exchange market. FDH Financial Holdings has donated desktop computers to the Blantyre Synod University and Malamulo Printing House to ease some of the challenges the two institutions are facing. FDH Financial Holdings head of marketing, Levin Kunika, said the group is committed to improving the welfare of communities it operates in. We have the detail in this report.
FDH Financial Holdings head of marketing, Levin Kunika, said his institution is committed to helping communities in which it is operating.
If you look at it, I think it's these are two critical institutions. The publishing house, they publish books that are rich in the gospel, that are rich in how we should live, how we should conduct ourselves, that are rich in professional aspects of what all of us ought to be as we are growing up. So we felt we should make a contribution in that area. But looking at the universities are very critical. All of us to be where we are today, we had to be groomed in one way or the other by a university. Although the Blantyre Synod University is just created, but there are other similar universities that play that role. Therefore, we are futuristic. We would want to facilitate to make sure that they create more leaders in future. So as a financial holdings, it is always critical for us that we make a contribution as part and parcel of our corporate social responsibility. Our leader, Dr. Thompson Mpinganjira, has always at his heart the need to make a difference in society, to pay back for what he has achieved. He believes that he also needs to facilitate through development of various institutions, the growth of other people.
Seventh-day Adventist South Malawi Conference President James Maunjiri thanked FDH Financial Holdings for the computers.
Honestly speaking, we are overwhelmed. In fact, we're speechless. Words are failing us because we never thought of this. Honestly, to us, it's something we never imagined and we never thought of. You know what? We are living in a computer age whereby things have to be done, instead of being done manually, we've got to do electronically. Now, Mamo Public House, then, we didn't have these computers. In other words, we're doing things manually. So the coming in of the 4 computers, it will assist us improve our work. Instead of doing manual, we'll go what? Electronic. And in fact, the work will be more professional than it used to be.
Blantyre Synod Vice Moderator Miriam Chipeta Banda said the computers who is teaching at the institution.
We are happy and grateful to God because of the kind donation from the FGH Bank, and we say thank you to them. We hardly had enough computers for our lecturers, so once we have been given these 6 computers, then the lecturers will work efficiently and effectively at Blantyre Synod University.
From Blantyre, this is Tawonga Sabola.
Well, with that story, we've also come to the end of today's edition of the program Business Time right here on Times Television. It is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines in the country. And on behalf of the entire production team, my name is William Kumwembe. But always remember, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. Bye for now.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. Enter your password and enjoy the newspaper.